Good morning, guys, and welcome to Bournemouth. I'd say sunny Bournemouth, but it looks like it's going to tip down with rain any minute now. There's thunder and lightning and hail, believe it or not, in June predicted later on, so we'll see if that materializes. So we decided to spend the day around Bournemouth. We've got a load of interesting landmarks, including this one behind me, which we're going to try and have a look at today and show you guys as well. So yeah, go and grab your coffees. Let's go on an adventure. So the thing about Bournemouth is you've got the promenade and it's kind of on a cliff. So they've got these Clift kind of lifts, railways if you like. We'll go and have a look at another one because this is the West Cliff lift, but there's an East Cliff lift as well. But unfortunately, I believe both of them are actually closed due to landslides. So yeah, unfortunately we can't get down. So they would have been a lift that would have helped you get down to the seafront. So we can kind of have a look at that here. If we have a look down, you can see there's a lower promenade down there, and there's a load of beach huts and all that. Bournemouth's very famous for its beach huts, and that is something that we'll be having a look at a little later. So that features predominantly later on. So look out for that little thing. But yeah, I think we're going to head down in that direction. We got the pier down there, we've got Bournemouth seafront down there, and we've got a few things to look out for. So this statue here in the centre of Bournemouth celebrates Captain Lewis Tregonwell, who is sort of famed, I guess, as being the founder of Bournemouth. So the story goes that he bought some land off somebody over in Christchurch, the neighbouring town, and he built himself a little beach home down here. And that's all it is. He built the very, very first house here in Bournemouth, and we are very, very near to the mouth of the River Bourne, which is only a tiny river, so we'll see that in a little bit. But when you look across the road, this building over here, that is the Royal Exeter Hotel, and that in fact is where his home stood. And I believe the east or west wing is still a part of that hotel over there. It's obviously been built on and changed since his day, but yeah, that is the founding building of Bournemouth, and we are looking at round about a date of 1811. So yeah, that's only about 200 years old, so not massively old in the terms of England, but yeah, Christchurch further along is older, and I think Poole in the other way is older. So it's a relatively new seaside town, if you like. So we come down into the main sort of beach centre really. We've got the Wheel, we've got the Oceanarium, the Aquarium, and then you've got the pier. So I think we're going to have a look at the pier. There should be amusements, and if nothing else, hopefully some coffee. So let's have a look. None. So I'm not sure if it comes out on the video, but at the top of the pier over here, there is a cable, and you can actually see the cable goes all the way down here to this point on the beach. And it's the only or the longest pier to land zip line, I believe. So yeah, you can go for a zip line down there. It's about 30 quid, I think, 35 quid. Now I do believe there's a rock climbing wall when we get to the end here as well. So I'm not sure we're going to do that today, but it'll be interesting. So there's Bournemouth seafront. Now I do believe we've got to go and look at one of these beach huts in a little while, so we're going to do that in a little bit. There's Harry Ramsden's fish and chip restaurant there. There's a Pavilion Theatre over here, but if you look all the way over here, keeps on going, that's Christchurch, and I don't know whether you see it, but literally on the horizon, that is the Isle of Wight. So there's the White Rocks, and if you watch my previous video going back a little while now, we went to Old Harry's Rocks. And there is, or there used to be, a continual line from the Isle of Wight all the way along this coast to Old Harry's Rocks, forming white cliffs, and it's all been washed away, and that's created then this beachfront. So some history there of Bournemouth Pier. So 1856, the very first jetty was built here, but it's a little while, I think, before they started building a proper pier. You can see the construction here in 1958 of a pavilion on the end of it. So yeah, it's gone through some history. So you just see back to where our hotel is up here on the cliff top. We can see the cliff railway over there, and some zigzags to go back up as well. So we have refueled on coffee. which is good. Just stopped there in the Prom cafe, which is run by the council here. Kind of half goes under the bridge, but it's a nice little cafe. It's not too expensive, although the food was a little bit on the pricier side, but then I guess that's what you get when you come down here. So we're going to take a walk now along the seafront. As you can see, we've got some old buildings at the front here, but I'm particularly looking for one specific building, not a very big one, further on down. So as you can see, we've got these beach huts on the front of Bournemouth, and this one here is the very first beach hut in the UK, or municipal. The very first municipal beach hut in the UK. You say that if I can't. But yeah, constructed in 1909. So over 100 years old, this beach hut. And it looks like it's had a bit of a fire in its time as well. I love how all these beach huts start off as like a cream, into yellow, into green. And all the way in the distance, they kind of change into the next colours in the rainbow. It's kind of a cool gradient. Here's an interesting picture. You can see down here is the end. So over that way is Bournemouth. It comes down here. This is Poole Harbour. And then just over here, there's an island in the middle of Poole Harbour. That looks an interesting place to visit. So this is the East Cliff Railway. And as you can see, it's not in use. And that's because we've got a landslip over here and we've got a landslip at the top. So like the other one, it's become very unsafe. They're supposedly fixing it, but probably going to take a while. So it has started raining, so we're hiding under the brolly. We can't get up via the railway, but we are going to try and find the zigzag path and make our way up under there. So this is the River Bourne. You can see coming down here, not a massive river. and it comes along and then disappears underneath here, which is then the pier and everything else, so it must then go underground and filter out to sea from there. But we are now going to head into the gardens. So Bournemouth has these gardens that go all the way up through the town. I'm going to see where they go. So we've got the lower gardens going up through here, and then there's some central gardens, and there are some other gardens as well, even further up. Well, it has started raining, which we expected, so I don't know how much of the gardens we're going to get to see without absolutely getting soaked. Maybe we'll find another coffee shop. But it seems there's plenty to do here for families. You've got that wheel behind us, you've got the cafe, you've got the beach, you've got the pier, you've got crazy golf that we were stood over watching as well. So it seems to be very family orientated anyway. So this is the upside down art gallery, which is underneath. It's not quite a motorway, but it's a main road here. So yeah, they've basically used the pillars of this bridge for their artwork. So that's the upside down gallery. Let me know which was your favourite amongst all those. So I think that's probably going to do it for today's video. It's about 15 minutes from when the heavy rain, thunder and all that is supposed to be due. So we're going to head out of these gardens. There is another one that keeps on going, but we're going to head out up to some shops so we can be indoors when it rains, head back to the hotel and watch the thunderstorm from there, I think. So let me know down in the comments, what was your favourite part of Bournemouth? Was it down on the sea, or was it these gardens, or you know, what was it? Maybe it was just the coffee, I don't know. So let me know down in the comments, and don't forget, subscribe if you're not already. That's really useful, it's free. Leave a comment, give us a thumbs up if you like, that really helps and supports the channel. And don't forget that if you want to, head over to Patreon. It's free. There is paid ones as well, but there is a free membership over on Patreon, and you get to watch the next video early. So if you want to see us over at Brownsea Island, which is the birthplace of scouting, which I think is a worldwide organisation now. So Robert Baden-Powell, yeah. So we're going to visit that island tomorrow. It's going to be a boat trip across from the harbour. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So join us in our next video for that one, and see it early on Patreon. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.